So we got a set of highlights for you to watch and for me to watch as well, and for us to watch and look at together on Mitch Turbisky and see his upside and what he's done and how he's progressed so far. I think it's pretty interesting. It's some highlight reel that has been circling or making its way around the Twitterverse. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget, guys, we're giving away 2 tickets to see the Pittsburgh Steelers play live against the Las Vegas Raiders on December 24th. They're going to be retiring Franco Harris' jersey at halftime. You're going to get to see a chance to see a piece of history, so to speak. You don't want to miss it. You got to be a subscriber. Hit that like and subscribe button. Ring that notification bell. With that being said, guys, I'm Daniel J. This is State of the Steelers, and welcome to the Huddle. So Tyler Wise at Triggered Wise on Twitter put out a little bit of a highlight reel of Mitch Turbisky and what, some of his better plays this past Thursday night matchup loss to the Cleveland Browns. And I thought, you know what? Let's look at it. Let's break it down. Let's see what he sees and let's talk about it. So I can tell you right now, I did take a peek at these. I thought were very interesting. I've slowed it down, of course. That way we can see what we're trying to look at. And in the first couple plays, you're going to see some passes that Diontae Johnson should have had. So if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts, I highly recommend to come over to State of the Steelers on YouTube, not only to subscribe for the contest, but to also get a visual of what it is that I'm showing here as far as the highlight reel. So let's take a look at this. This is going to be that first play. That I think it was like a 3rd down and 3 or so. And it was a long pass to Diontae that went through his hands. So under pressure, you can see Trubisky's getting hit as he's throwing the ball. He's on the ground. That's a dime, guys. That's in the bucket. This one is on Diontae Johnson. You can't disagree with that play. Not gonna lie, that one was one that Diontae Johnson should have had. Let's look at Mitch Turbisky do a little bit back shoulder pass. So clean pocket. That's one thing to notice from this play is the clean pocket. He's got time to throw the ball down the field. Look at the position of the ball compared to where Diontae Johnson is, where, you have your cornerback who's not looking up. 2 hands on the ball. That needs to be a catch, Diontae. That needs to be a catch. Like, you don't get this doesn't happen often where this needs to be a catch. Let's watch this over again. Clean pocket, nice accurate throw, hits him in the hands and done's for. It's Diontae had 3 drops in my opinion where it just kind of made you shake your head, so to speak. Like, come on, man. There's been a lot of questions about your hands and your ability to catch the ball under the big lights and in prime time and where it counts. And you kind of gave fuel to that fire, so to speak, as to why the Pittsburgh Steelers, or why majority of the fans of the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't want or weren't too thrilled with the Pittsburgh Steelers potentially giving Diontae Johnson a big contract this past offseason. That's exactly why. Now, on this play here, this is the play that everybody talks about how, you have, let me take myself out of this part right here. You have Claypool right here running naked down the middle. Mitch Trubisky's looking at George Pickens all the way. There's a little bit of pressure, but right here you can see at the time where he clears the pocket, it's a good thing that he did because he would have gotten pressured here. Here's Claypool naked in the middle of the field. And, the play, in my opinion, based on what he's doing in the rollout and the whole 9 yards, is that it was designed to go to Pickens the entire time. And he didn't take his eyes off of it. Now, the placement of the ball, as difficult of a ball or a pass that this is, If Mitch Trubisky leads it out in front of him, this defensive back here is going to break up that pass or intercept it. So Mitch Trubisky actually puts the ball in a place where this defensive back can't get to it. It's a much more impressive throw than anticipated. I know there was a lot of talk about the pass and things of that nature, which rightfully so. But that throw, you got to give it its credit as well. So on the next play, you have this is towards the end of the game, of course, because it's going towards Pat Freiermuth and over the middle. But you see him place the ball smartly throwing over the field because he has the defensive back towards him. So he has the opportunity to make this throw here. Well, I'll show you guys. So another clean pocket. One thing I noticed about this play is he's kind of staring down Pat Freiermuth. He's going to be right here. You know what? Let me move this out of the way so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Number 50 right here. He's running with Pat Freiermuth. Mitch is waiting for him to turn to see what he's going to do. If this guy turns back and looks at him, he's probably going to go somewhere else. But, he throws it over because of the fact he sees the linebacker facing towards Pat Freiermuth here. So he's just going to throw it up. Look at the placement of the ball. That was a pretty good throw. It's in the middle of the hole, but the Cleveland Browns have been leaving the middle of the field open because the Steelers weren't attacking it. Now that they did, they were able to get this matchup that they wanted with the linebacker, and Mitch made an accurate throw and put the ball where Pat Freiermuth could make it pass, make a play on it. That one was impressive. And he did a couple of those types of things. Now, here is another play that, in my opinion, this one isn't on Mitch. This one could have been a touchdown. This was a pass to George Pickens where he tried to do a one-handed catch, and the ball ended up being tipped up into the air, and the defensive back almost came down with it. And so, again, as you can see, Mitch has a clean pocket here. Like, there's no pressure. This offensive line has been doing fantastic. For those in the naysayers saying differently, they're just not watching the game, or they're just, they have this narrative in their mind that the offensive line sucks. And regardless of what's going on the field or what is showing on the tape, they're not going to change their mind about it. So right here, clean pocket, perhaps throws it. Right here, maybe it's kind of high. It is a little bit outreached. I just felt that George Pickens right here, in real time during the game, it looked like he could have gotten two hands on it, in my opinion. He tips it up. Defense back almost comes down with a pick. And it's just one of those things where, it's kind of nitpicky, but I think, he made the right decision. He threw well, and I think he did okay. Now, for the next play, a couple plays, this is what I really like about Mitch Turbisky, and it has to do with his mobility. You see him have pressure coming through. You have you got Chiefs Corfor getting beat on this side. You have James Daniels also getting beat. You have Najee Harris flipping over a linebacker in the middle. It's pretty awesome. And in all this traffic, you have Dodson out here looking for somebody. But in all this traffic, you see Mr. Trubisky duck and come out of this. Look at what's around him. That's a muddled up pocket. That's not clean whatsoever. He able to slide out, get open, find Deontay Johnson, and make the pass down the field for a first down. He does something very similar in this. This is him moving out of the pocket, finding Claypool over the side there. Now, in this situation here, now I believe this was this was going into the end of the half. I think you might want to hit Deontay Johnson out here, save a timeout, get him out of bounds. He's wide open as well. See, he's right here. Throw the ball out, let him get out of bounds instead of throwing it right here in the middle of everything. Force yourself to make another timeout or lose some time off the clock. And so that could be a little bit nitpicky on my side. He completed the pass. He did well. But like one thing I want to show you guys more than anything when it comes to him is his his pocket mobility and his ability to move in and around the pocket. Similar to this play here, he's got pressure coming into his face from 99. He's going to be able to shift up, move up into the pocket, scramble out, and then accurately throw the ball down the field to Chase Claypool, who is sprinting towards the sideline. Keeping his eyes down the field, making the throw. That is good coverage, guys. That is not a big window. That is good coverage from the Cleveland Browns defender on Chase Claypool. That's a good pass. You have to give credit where credit is due. And in this game right here, Mitch Turbisky made some plays and made some throws. It wasn't completely horrific. It wasn't bad. It is what it is. And if you're wondering if that's all he has, if he has any tight window type of throws, he does, and he demonstrates that here in this play. Again, one of the things that I'm noticing on this highlight reel, he had two where he's moving out of the pocket with pressure, but majority of these plays come with a clean pocket. But he's got a clean pocket right here, got time to throw, and threads the needle in between number 44 and the safety behind him, and hits the tight end coming over the middle. Let's watch that again. Look at the placement of the ball. That is a pro throw. That is a professional throw. You can't take this away from him. Look at this. That is an NFL quarterback throw. Problem with Mitch Turbisky is going to be consistency in this game. There was times where he missed, wide open receivers. There were times where he threw the ball over their heads. He wasn't accurate at all times. If he can consistently play in this manner, I think we got somebody that can potentially take the Pittsburgh Steelers to 9-10 game, wins throughout the season. But if he starts to get the happy feet and becomes more consistently inconsistent, and that's when it's time to put it in for the kid. This is another play kind of show you the times where he's able to fit the ball in a tight window. Check this pass out to Chase Claypool. Boom. That's good, guys. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good pass. This is another, in my opinion, NFL throw over the middle. It's a little dangerous, but he fits that in there. Look at that. Yeah, you got to give credit where credit's due. That's a good throw by the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, Mitch Turbisky. I'm not saying that he's going to be a franchise guy, or that if he doesn't continually get better, or doesn't continue that trajectory of getting better and becoming a better team together as a collective unit, then yeah, let's put in the kid. But at this point, I think Mitch Turbisky, if you break down the film and you're doing it honestly and trying not to put your want for Kenny Pickett to be in there, I think you have something right here. I think he's a guy that he can hold the fort down. Now, I'm not saying he's a guy that can win the Super Bowl. I don't even think that he's a guy that can win the North, but I think he's a guy that can do enough to be the bridge quarterback for Kenny Pickett and, maybe make a little bit of a playoff run. And once you're in the playoffs, who knows what happens. But if he can continue on in this trajectory and maybe put out a full game, and he has his opportunity this Sunday against the Jets in Acrisure Stadium, a team that's a little bit banged up on their own. They got a quarterback that's young, that hasn't participated much, coming back off of an injury. It's going to be a good game to watch. They got a left tackle there that's a career backup, filling in for their third tackle that's gone down on the IR. He's going to be going up against the NFL sack leader in Alex Highsmith. Should be a good defensive matchup for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if the Steelers can move the ball down the field and consistently move the ball and keep some better time of possession, I foresee the Pittsburgh Steelers win this game 27-13. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think. What is y'all score prediction? Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be doing a live tomorrow on Saturday. Also, don't forget we'll be doing this unofficial Steelers podcast on, I believe it's Mark's channel, Saturday night on Steelers Nation Australia. Don't want to miss it. Go follow him. Follow Nathan Hines in Hindsight. So don't miss any of that content. With that being said, guys, I'm Daniel J. This is State of the Steelers. Peace.